Hi, my name is Miss New Love, and I'm one of the hosts of a brand new show brought to you by Bestel Foundation.
The Wellbeing Show is to help reach BAME families, to help with mental health, support, and emotional needs. The Wellbeing Show streams live every Tuesday at 8 to 9 p.m. on Diversity Radio via Facebook, YouTube, and Mixcloud. So tell your family and friends to tune in as we discuss topics that affect our well-being. The Wellbeing Show is proudly sponsored by NHS South London and Maudsley, the National Lottery Community Fund, and partnered with Real Insight, Base, 60 Seconds Creative Studio, and Gold Diggers Talk Show.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to the Wellbeing Show. My name is Jacqui Obeng, and I'm a teacher of economics and business studies. I'm also a CEO of Become a Successful Entrepreneur. Unfortunately, Miss New Love is not here with us today. We aim to see her in 2 weeks' time. We're hoping that she's having a fabulous time wherever she is. Thank you for tuning in into the Wellbeing Show, brought to you by the Diversity Radio. We are streaming live on Facebook and I think on YouTube, on all diversity platforms. Before I introduce our guests for today, I'd like to mention our sponsors and our partners who's been supporting the Bestel Foundation every step of the way. They are the South London Maudsley NHS Trust, the National Lottery Community Fund, the Real Insight Consultant, Diversity Radio, 60 Seconds Creative Studios, Gold Diggers by our own Miss New Love, and of course, Become a Successful Entrepreneur. We are so privileged to have our special guest here, Miss Dee Dee, who's a mom and advocate of autism, mind and wellness, about obviously heart, body, and soul. Welcome, Dee, and welcome to the Wellbeing Show. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me again. As Miss New Love rightly said last time, we're going to have part four probably. So yeah, thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you on board this evening. Please introduce yourself. Tell our audience who you are, what you present, what you do for a living, everything about you. Just tell us about yourself again. Those of us who are not privileged enough to see you, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Jacqui. You introduced me earlier. I'm a mum, first of all. I'm a mom to two beautiful kids, a boy and a girl. And through our journey, I have found a purpose in talking about what it is that we go through in my household as a family. So because of our situation, I became an advocate for autism and being a parent and going through the journey of autism is not so easy. Right. So mind wellness has become something that is very, very important to me, mental health for parents, especially mums, because we tend to be with the children most of the time, and therefore for us to be able to care for our kids, we need to be well, whole, mind and soul. And so I am here to maybe have a chit chat and see if we can enlighten some people on the matter. So
of course. Well, thank you very much for obviously putting yourself out there, being an advocate for autism, and a mom as well, telling us about what is actually being a mother with that kind of spectrum, and also what you do. We'll go a bit details about what brought you this far as well, what has inspired you and your endeavors ahead of you. We're going to go into that. But I'm going to give a quick recap on Bestel Foundation so people know about what Bestel is about. So Bestel Foundation is a charitable organization registered both here in the UK and in Ghana. The aim is to address the stigma about mental health or mental well-being within the Black African minority ethnic, which is the BAME community, trying to raise awareness, providing interventions, and supporting the well-being to the entire BAME community in the UK and here in Ghana. We'll be talking about the staffing a bit later, but there's a large staffing within the Bestel team, and who's supporting the families. For example, got myself and Miss Newlove. We've got Stella Ajiman, Mrs. Stella Ajiman, who's the CEO of Bestel. We've got our patrons, a whole lot of people who are working tirelessly into bringing the interventions and trying to address the stigma within the BAME community. We do that through the face-to-face visits. We do virtual supports. We do delivering food parcels, both hot and perishable foods as well over the weekends. So they really work tirelessly to support the family within the community. In addition to that, every mental health week, which is in October, they go to Ghana, obviously West Africa, to address again the stigma in Africa or in Ghana. Delivering military training, not military training, delivering mental health training, professional training to the military hospitals and the services, and delivering teachings and well-beings as well. So obviously we've got a bit of network with South London and Morsley and a whole lot of professionals that deliver these services. So this is sort of the background of what Bestel Foundation does. But again, as I said, we've got Miss Dee Dee here today, where we are going to talk about her project, which will be the part one of the show. But I just want to let our viewers know that we are live on Diversity Radio, streaming on Facebook. So everybody should get onto Diversity Radio. We're here every fortnight from 8 to 9 p.m. prompt. Follow us on Bestel Foundation on all social media platforms. So it'll be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on the website, www.bestelfoundation.org. Twitter will be Bestel CAF, Instagram as well as Bestel CAF, and obviously we've got Bestel Foundation as the Facebook page. Please share the program if we've got anybody on there. Kindly share the program for us, and you're going to have a fabulous show, Dee. So tell us about your charity. Tell us the name about the charity, how you came about the charity. So if you could take your time, tell us what it is, how passionate you are about it. Introduce us to the charity, if you can.
Well, my personal charity, yes. The personal charity is called Dare to Hope.
Right.
And as I introduce myself, it's due to a circumstance within our family that drove me to become the mother that I am, the activist that I am. And therefore, situations made me become this strong person. I see myself as a strong person, and I'm a bit of a daredevil. And so with the journey, I dared myself. Every bit of the way I had to dare and hope that one day we are going to get there. And eventually, I started seeing improvement. And through that improvement, I now decided, okay, we're going to set up a charity, and we are going to hope maybe we can engage some parents, direct some parents. And with my strength and my strategies, my approach, maybe a few parents will take it up and try and help a few of our children and get to where I was able to get my son to live life, basically to live life independently and the way he chooses to live it. I was able to guide him. And so the charity is there to support parents who maybe wants to learn from what we did to get to where we are. So Dare to Hope is my personal charity. And it's Dare to Hope Autism Foundation. We are in the process of registering it as a foundation. Yes.
So when did you come up with the whole idea? What year? How long has it been now?
Dare to Hope. The conception of Dare to Hope is from the beginning, really, when we first got the diagnosis, and the tears that I shed, the disappointments that I felt, the stigmas that I had to overcome.
Right.
I decided that one day it would be something, a project that I would take up on. But Dare
Okay.
to Hope didn't come about until 2016, where my son challenged me and proved me wrong. And so I decided, okay, this is the time now. Let's move it. And so I set up the charity, and we started hosting events.
Yes.
And yes, our first event was 2018.
Okay.
Yes, and we haven't set up another one. So hopefully we will be coming up with a different event for Dare to Hope. But Dare to Hope basically is just parents who wish to improve life,
Uh-huh.
yet we believe in equal rights. We believe in equal opportunities. We
Yeah.
believe in equal access in the
Okay.
community, in the society.
Right.
So parents who are willing to 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 engage themselves, to be inclusive of
Uh-huh.
everyday life, we dare to hope to be part of society. We dare to hope to 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 live our life like they would say, quote unquote, normal as everybody else. So
Okay.
that's the main aim of Dare to Hope.
Exactly. So when you say equal opportunities, obviously equal life, equal everything, do you mean with the children or with the parents?
I mean, both.
Right.
Normally we talk about children.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, you see the stigmas concerning the children most times, but we
Mm-hmm.
forget that though we are, the stigmas are towards the children, the parents are the ones that actually feel the emotions that comes
Yes.
with those type of feelings.
Yes.
And so I am a big champion for
Yeah.
parents.
For
I don't talk
parents.
so much about fathers. I talk
Mm-hmm.
to moms because I'm a mom and I know the
Exactly.
challenges that I have faced
Right.
and the areas that I can help somebody
Okay.
else going through what I'm going through. So
Okay.
yeah, the equal opportunity, equal rights, it goes both ways. It's for the children and for the parents, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
because most times parents need the support as much as the children need the support.
Right. So I wanted to ask, what sort of services are you're aiming to provide to the parents that are going through, what you've been through? Because right
Yeah,
now you're at the end at what you've been through. Do you see what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I know today wasn't about, the actual charity, just to give an overview for anybody who's watching, because you're selling your charity
Yeah,
at the moment. So
and
somebody would say, okay, we can contact Dee because I'm going through this and that. So, if you can tap on one or two.
yeah. I mean, there was a time that as parents, all we talk about is improving our children's academically.
Right.
We want them to speak. We want them to be able to do things.
Okay.
And like you said, I'm not at the end. My son is just turning 18, and
Mm-hmm.
I have parents who have older children who are doing amazing. And I
Right.
look up to those parents, and I have parents who look up to me as well. So that's how our journey goes. We are supporting each other. Those that
Right.
have gone through the journey, they help those that are coming up. But to answer your question, I would say that I'm trying to choose my words properly so that I don't. the
Right. Maybe
charity,
we
the
can
charity,
leave you to think about that and tell
yeah,
me later.
yeah. I'm more advocating for parents at the moment, and most times, like I said, parents are looking for support for children.
Right.
And today, I would like to talk to a parent who is listening to me to
Mm.
say you need to be okay
Right.
because once a parent is okay, the support for the child comes from the parents.
Okay.
You advocate every support, every need for the child. But if a parent is not okay, and I will explain what I mean by okay.
Mm-hmm.
If a parent is not okay, you're focusing on things that probably will help a child, but at the long run, it's not necessary. If I can make myself clear after that, um, things that are not necessary is if a child is speaking, can the child speak? Yes, they are speaking, but do they understand what they are saying? Most times, parents expect children to have the speech, but do they have understanding?
Right.
So, I talk about a parent being okay. If a parent is centered, if a parent is not stressed out, if a
Right.
parent is not frustrated, you will see the areas that your child needs the support. And so
Right.
you can advocate more at the school levels, at the professional levels. But if a parent is stressed about a speech, about potty training, and that's where your focus is, how a child can speak, you will miss all the other areas of development. So I speak more with my charity. I would like a situation where, as parents, we would develop all areas,
Right.
not just
That's
we
really
pick and
wonderful.
focus on one
On
area,
one area.
and
Exactly.
then we miss all the other areas. And by the time a child develops to a stage, oh, I didn't do this bit, but then they are speaking marvelously, but their understanding is not there. They still
Right.
cannot cross the road because you didn't develop that sense of safety. You only
Right.
develop sense of talking. So
Right.
our charity is all round to develop a parent, to motivate a parent, to make a parent stronger than they think they
Exactly.
are, to
Yeah.
make a parent resilient, and to be an advocate for yourself as a parent.
That's
So that is
really
what
powerful.
Then to Her is we are.
That's really wonderful and powerful to hear you say that. It's more, or less having some talking therapies about, where to focus all
Oh
your
yeah.
energy. Exactly.
Yes.
Which is very good.
Yes.
Well, we'll leave it there. We'll probably come another time to tell us about Dare to Hope,
I'm sure.
Dare to Hope Autism Foundation. Now, how has this built you now? Because obviously we're into Miss Africa UK 2020.
Yes.
How has all
Uh,
these strengths built you into that aspect? And obviously we'll get Big Joe to show a couple of pictures about your new project that's happening next month,
yes.
and how you can get sponsorships as well for that.
Oh
So
yes,
tell me
please.
about Miss or Mrs. Africa UK. How did you get involved? How do you represent that? That's involved all mothers. I can see it's a fabulous project. So tell us
Yeah.
about that, please.
Miss Africa, Mrs. Africa UK was just it was really a joke to myself. I dared myself because it's not something that I would ever dream of doing. Showing myself up like that, putting myself out there. So I saw it and I thought, okay, let me try. Probably I was going through something, so I just wanted something to entertain myself, and I got called. And so
Wow.
yes, I got called after that, even from the joking aspect. I got called, and then I decided, okay, um, I need to prove myself that I can. I am not what I thought I was in my head to be called. I never dreamt that I was
Right.
beautiful enough, even though I've been told.
Of course, you're
Um,
beautiful. You've got the figure, you've
uh,
got the height, you've got everything.
yeah. And like I said,
Yeah.
I was going through something. I had a bereavement, and
Okay.
yes, I had lost myself. I had lost confidence. I just felt really terrible.
Right.
Mentally, physically, I felt really terrible. And that's why I made it there to see if I still got it,
Wow.
to see if
And then you
I
got
still
it.
had it. And, they proved me that I still got it. So, yes, it is to empower women. It's a program. It's
Uh-huh.
not just a pageant because you hear Miss Africa and you think, oh, another pageant where people are going to show skin, show off, show beauty and all that. But this is not it. This is all sizes, all ages. We've got parents who um, have children on the spectrum, like myself. I think the
Uh-huh.
person that put the program together, she has a son on the spectrum as well. And that's what
Okay.
connected me to the program, really. Is
Okay.
to do autism awareness, women empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's everything that I was looking for. I still
Right.
had the passion to do autism, but I didn't have the strength
Right.
to talk about it.
Right.
So I thought by showing myself that even though I was going through what I was going through, and many people that maybe know me knew what I had been through. And so this is just to empower another person looking up to me. If there was ever anybody looking up to me, to say that we can't go through it. We
Mm,
can't have the fallback. We can't have the failures. We can't have the setback, but we still have the strength to
exactly.
bounce back.
Yeah.
And that is what Miss African pageant taking part is bouncing back and proving
Mm.
to myself that yes, I have still got it. So hopefully I will go and be
You're
crowned
going to
Miss
win it.
Africa.
Yeah, exactly, and bring it back to our
Yes,
community.
yes,
Well,
I
it's very,
will.
very good, interesting for me to see that obviously the caliber of women were all sizes, all
Mm,
shapes, all heights.
yes,
Majority as well were mothers, which is
mothers.
quite, interesting. So I
Mm,
guess we all have got a chance to be
yes.
Miss
Oh yes.
Africa or Miss Ghana. And not
Yes.
unlike our young people with obviously
No, we're not
ladies in
doing
their
that one.
crew doing the Miss Ghana, but this is
Yes.
another interesting project for mothers
Yes.
or for the a bit elderly that can,
Yes.
participate and meet
Mm.
other, mothers and talk through things. What about the so how is this linked? Is it linked to the charity?
It's not linked to my personal charity. It's somebody else's project,
Right.
and you sign up, you
Okay.
register. So I had to register, sign
Okay.
up, and then get the call to
Mm-hmm.
say you've been picked to be a
Right.
finalist. And I
Okay.
think there's 12 of us, and it's
Right.
from all over of Africa. So far, I'm the only Ghanaian I've heard. There's Uganda, South Africa, Zambia. So
Okay.
yeah, it's all of the continents really.
Oh, okay.
It
So
would be
there's
amazing.
this on
But
the
it's just
screen.
not in London. So I was hoping that I could drag all of you to
I
come on the
know.
event.
I
But
know.
it's in
When is the date
Manchester.
again?
It's
What
on the
date
10th of September.
for September? Right.
10th of
Yeah, I've got
September,
it
and it's in Manchester.
in
I was supposed
Manchester.
to have sent details, but if anybody is interested, if you are in around Manchester area,
Mm,
please do your best to support. Come down and
yeah.
support. If you want more details, give me a call. Contact me.
The
Facebook,
details
Dee Dee. Yes,
is on the screen there, yes.
that's
So
it,
if you
and you
can
can
give your
contact.
email out, sorry, just put it out again. And if we can put it on the screen,
Right.
please. Yeah.
My personal email is D, and it's my surname
Mhm.
BRIMPONG 2020 at gmail.com. That's
Right.
dbrimpong 2020 at gmail.com. So
Right.
if you send me an email, and I will respond and give you
Mhm.
more details, and come and watch and support us, please.
Exactly. One more thing about the sponsorship. Can you talk about the sponsorship if anybody's interested in sponsoring you?
Yes, and
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up, because I need to give you a shout out. We've been told that we need to give our sponsors a shout out. Oop, oop, anywhere we go. I was supposed to have one base T-shirt promoting my sponsor, my number one sponsor. She's sponsoring me all the way to
Yeah.
Manchester and back. So thank
Yeah.
you
Why
so
not?
much, babe. Yes,
Uh-huh.
Jacqui, thank you so much for your sponsorship. You
No
have
worries.
done amazing. And you have, we say, you preach what you did. What is it? You preach what you say, or something like that.
Exactly. Yes.
So and you put your mouth where your
Yes.
pocket where your mouth is. I'm trying to
Definitely.
say something, but it's
Yeah,
not
that's
coming
where
out.
we
But
are.
yeah, you've proven that you're not just talking about it.
No,
Basically, you're not just talking
definitely
about,
not.
but you're there to support the community and
Yes,
everything
yes.
that happens in the community. And we need people like you to support. It doesn't have to
Yay!
be a big thing, but we have to be there for each other. So thank you
Be
so
there
much,
for one
Ashley.
another.
And
No
if
worries.
anybody else would like to sponsor, there's still room for
Mm-hmm.
sponsorship.
Mm.
I haven't bought my dress yet. Somebody can sponsor that.
Oh, wow. You need a lovely gown,
Yes,
right? Because you
yes,
need to
I
win
need a
it.
gown. I have to win this. I am like I said, it was a dare, but at the moment, I'm going for it.
It's a
There's
reality
no
now.
point taking part and not wanting to go all out. So I do want to win and bring home the crown and say, yes, autism, mom, we can go out, we can go down, we can fall, but we always rise. And that's
Exactly.
our motto. I mean, I've got my logo behind me. I used
Exactly. I
it
can
today.
see it. I can see
I
it.
try to make the clear so that I don't disturb the camera today. So that's our logo. There to hope. We hope for better future. We don't hope to cure our children, but we hope that we will have quality of life, enjoy
Exactly.
our life,
Exactly.
and be happy in our
Yeah.
journey as well.
Well
And that
done.
you see me smiling, you think, I have it all rosy, but I
No.
am happy in my journey,
Good.
basically. I am
Well
happy in
done.
my
Well, you've
journey.
done very well. Very inspiring story there. Not everybody, as she said, will have the courage to look past what they're going through and take on a
Mm,
new challenge. So
yeah,
kudos to you. You've done very well. And you actually
thank you.
inspired me because, I was taken aback thinking, whoa, regardless of everything that you're going on or going through,
Mm,
you've just still got more energy to take on more
yeah.
challenges, which, I'm really blessed or taken aback by that. That's why I
Oh, thank
decided
you for
to
that. Thank you for
support
that.
you. So we're now obviously hoping that people will contact Dee to support her to fulfill her dare and her dream of become a Miss Africa UK
Oh, yes,
2020.
yes,
Yeah, this
yes.
year. And just send us the link so we all can, sign in, log on, and watch you while you
Yeah.
take the crown. We're all gonna be rooting for you. Right. So
Thank you. Thank
at this
you.
point, this is part one done. We are going to thank a couple of people that has joined. So Rosemary Buba, thank you for joining. Valerie, thanks for joining. Franklin, thank you. Shanti, more strength to you. Power and she said. So yeah, keep your head up and you go all the way. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
joining. So the part two is actually why we're here today, about ensuring that we're taking care of our well-being. Okay. And we're
Mm,
both parents, but
mm,
you're a carer as well as a parent. So you've got double role as opposed to me. So you're going to, enlighten us of how, you know, carers ensure that they're taking care of their well-being. Okay. So over the pandemic, there was a toll of everybody's mental health,
mm, mm,
especially individuals in general, both men,
mm,
women, children. Even children suffer from mental health. If I say
mm,
even children, there's a lot of
mm,
adults that's got a lot of thinking
mm,
to do,
mm,
whereas obviously young
mhm,
people don't. Um,
mhm,
a lot of people experience stress through the pandemic with school, but now we've come out of the pandemic and all. We are now facing getting back to reality, trying to cope with people, having dialogues and friendships with people. Some people are still anxious, to go out, um, making,
mm,
relationships out there.
mhm,
How are people coping and all? So as a parent and as a carer, especially, with the, what you're going through, for example, with your new
mm,
challenge, and obviously as a carer, how do you take care of your well-being as a carer, first of all,
mm,
and as a parent? Well,
mm,
I'll tell you about mine, but obviously
yeah.
you're a guest here now. So tell me about how you deal with yours, and I'll tell you about how I deal with mine.
Yeah. Well, personally, recently I realized that, we do say we take time to ourselves, but sometimes we tend to do it wrongly. So in order for you to actually do that self-care, you
Mm-hmm.
need to be self-aware.
Right.
You have to be self-aware, and to be self-aware is to block out outside noise.
Mm-hmm.
If you're taking care of yourself, you should be center of attention. You
Right.
should be in the middle of everything that you think about, you want to do, because you are taking care of yourself. And I recently had to dig deep and take care of myself. And taking care of myself is doing anything that I feel will benefit to me,
Right.
to my mental health, to my physical well-being. So that is my taking care of myself, doing things that.
So this is you as a parent or as a carer?
This is me as a parent.
Okay.
This
So
is
for
me as a
example,
parent.
what are things that you do to take care of you?
Um, I like to party. I like going out. I like socializing. Yeah, everybody knows that. That is
Because I
that's
met you at the Quadrentia show, isn't
oh,
it?
you have no idea. I will sweat it out. I will I will dance till there's no more music. I don't waste music, you know.
Yeah.
And I had to allow myself to believe and
Mm-hmm.
understand that this is what I like to do.
Right.
I can go to a wine bar. I'll
Mm-hmm.
probably have fun there, enjoy it, to enjoy
Okay.
a bit of quiet music and all that, but that will not get me the boost that I need.
Okay.
So, in order for me to know that I have relaxed and enjoyed myself, I had to do something that made me feel good,
Mm-hmm.
not just say, okay, I'm having a respite, I'm just going to have my hair done. That will
Mm.
not do anything to me. I'll still
No,
come back home and still be depressed. But
exactly.
if I do something that I want to do, regardless, that will boost my energy and boost my confidence. So I tend to do more of what I
You
enjoy
like to
doing.
do.
Yes.
Okay. So that's really good actually, because I'll actually totally relate to your de-stressing, because we all like to
Mm,
party. We all, I've got loads of, male DJs where I follow
mm,
around music, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. We want to dance.
Mm.
But then as the carer, how do you get your respite as a carer?
Well, as a carer, what I used to do was my Senko actually taught me this lesson one time
Mm,
because I used to stress a lot. I used to want my son to do well. And
mm-hmm.
so I used to stress a lot. Every little thing, I'll panic. I had
Yeah.
anxiety. I developed a really bad anxiety. So my Sanko said, Dee, pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a carer, to rest and distress is very important. You might want things to happen and might not happen the way you expect them to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you tend to push and continue, you tend to lose whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So I tend to take a break and take back from whatever activity that is put to on the day or whatever it is that the child is exhibiting. If my approach is not working, I need to know enough to stop and take a break, take a back seat, and
Right.
maybe continue another time. And that really does improve carers sanity as well,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
wanting to overdo basically.
right. Okay. Well, that's really good to hear. There was one thing you mentioned in terms of your the community that you support. Like, do you lot have like talks about like taking respite, or do you go as a group breaks? That sort of thing. How is that working for you?
When I started, it was more of a Zoom session because I think 2020 it was more of coffee mornings on Zoom. I had
Mm-hmm.
another lady, a second voice. She has a
Mm-hmm.
charity, Vanessa Bob. So we used to organize Zoom sessions and we put parents together and we just discuss amongst ourselves and share ideas and strategies. Um, but I would like a situation where in-person gatherings as well.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we had an Ascot outing, which was amazing.
Oh, wow. I think I
Yes,
saw that. Yeah.
that's it. Six parents, I mean, five parents.
Mm-hmm.
We all had children on the spectrum, and one lady that was with us, she's a carer, a teacher
Mm.
in a special needs school.
Okay.
So six of us went, and it was amazing. And those are the type of respites that I wish many parents will try and do that. Because yes, respite trying to fix your hair or doing the nails, sometimes it does take a bit of a stress, but try and do more of things that you enjoy will bring a bit of fun into your daily activities as well. So yeah, we do go out, we do outings.
Okay.
I would like to do more of it. Now that COVID restrictions have relaxed everywhere, we'll do a bit of traveling as well. So yes, we have mom groups. So anybody that is interested, Dare to Hope Autism Foundation. Our Facebook handle at the moment is Dare to Hope Studios. So if you join
Okay.
Dare to Hope Studios, you definitely get in touch with
Right.
one of us, the parents, definitely.
What about the children aspect of it? I did this research this afternoon, and there was a survey about, having chats with these young people, teasing out how they're feeling, mentally, or if they need to go anywhere. Do you have these conversations with the mothers that they have with their
Yeah.
children? For example, how they feeling? It was quite interesting to come across. I didn't think, and again,
Is that the
obviously,
teenagers or
yes,
the
the
young,
young
when they
people.
get to teenage, yeah, young adults?
All right. So when they get to young adults, there's this, sort of conversation with them, getting to know what they want to do. For
Mm,
example, this
mm.
weekend, do you do that with the mothers? Do they have that conversation with the mothers and all?
It depends, and it's a group thing. I have
Right.
another group that I chair. I'm a secretary on actually, and recently the group have set up a tennis
Okay.
game. I think 6 weeks tennis game. We haven't been able to attend those games, but
Right.
yes, it's been
It's
going, and the
something for you.
children do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for 16 and above basically.
Right.
And the parents are in parent groups, so we
Mm-hmm.
do discuss, we do chat, and some parents will share their worries. Some children don't like maybe the colors of the court, and therefore the children probably won't be able to participate. But then there'll be other activities happening that they could discuss with their parents and want to join that. But when they get to young adults, sometimes depending on their functionability,
Mm-hmm.
how they function, their understanding, sometimes it's quite difficult to have that conversation
Yeah.
with them. Yeah,
Okay.
because you'll be saying something and they'll probably be nodding. Myself, as an example, my son will say yes. If you don't know your child, they're probably just saying yes so that
Right.
you shut up.
Yeah.
They probably don't have any understanding of what you just discussed
Well,
with
you've
them,
asked them.
but
Right.
they're just going to agree with you. So sometimes, depending on how their understanding has developed and how they can function,
Mm-hmm.
it's quite difficult to have certain conversations
Right.
with certain children. Yeah, but yeah, we do. Some of us do have that conversation, like your neurotypical child. You might have to do it a couple of times
Yeah.
before they will get
Before.
you completely.
So this will
But
be something
yeah,
for
we
you
still
then,
do it.
to look into when you establish your
Oh,
foundation.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, where you can
It's
have.
something I'm quite interested in probably doing a mentorship
Mm-hmm.
because I have a few young adults who are really amazing. I had a young man from America who is trying to even write his own book. And
Oh,
when he narrates the story, you'll be
wow.
surprised to say, are you seriously on the autism spectrum? But
Mm,
there are so many autistic adults who are doing amazing things. But our
wow.
community, because we don't hear
About
most
it.
of the success stories
Stories. Yeah.
and we hear the horrors,
Mm,
and we make it seem like it's such an evil illness that there's no hope, there's no improvement. But we see that there's difference. That
mm,
some of these children go out to be doctors, go out to be engineers, go out to be
yeah.
big, big people,
Yeah.
and they had autism. while they were growing up, but they've developed to a stage where they can function and be part of society. So if we showcase all those things, it gives more parents like myself to persuade our children, push our children, you
Exactly.
know, don't limit them. Don't
Yeah.
make them feel like they can't do it.
Do it.
Because
Right.
personally, I have to push my son and let
Yeah.
him know that you're capable, just
Yeah.
like Jacqui's child.
Yeah.
Whatever
Exactly.
Jacqui's child can do, you can do
And
it.
do it.
Probably will take you twice as long as
Yeah.
Jacqui's child, but you can eventually do
Get
what
there.
they can do. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we need to see more positivity to
Mm.
encourage some of us to
Yeah.
do more with our
Exactly.
children. Yeah.
That is something that I look forward to hear from you in the future, and how you've developed, obviously, the message through your network, and see how it's make an impact on the young people, because it would be a good thing to
Mm.
see. Well, I would just like to remind our listeners that obviously we're not mental health specialists. I think you are, but I'm not.
I'm a
I'm,
mom.
well, you've got more than the professionals got, because you're living it, and not
Yeah.
clinical professionals. I am just a member of Bestel Foundation, obviously creating awareness to the community. I'm hoping that we're having a bit of impact and insight of how
Mm.
parents and carers have some respite. Even as a parent, I've been home since we've been on vacation, and I know I've
Mm.
been away already, but I'm still feel like I'm tired. I want another break,
Mm.
and it's quite difficult in the UK, even though last 2 weeks we talked about so many places that we can go, but getting to do it is another story. Because I
It's a
remember
hard one. Yes.
Miss Newlove was telling me about this boat trip on the Thames, these train stations and all that we need to visit. So you just need to put some more into it to take a lot of breaks outside the household.
Mm.
Well, at this point, if we can show the video about a parent carer well-being study, and how parents and carers have their respite. So there's two interesting videos that I wanted us to take a look, and so we can discuss as well. And then we're going to go through the 6 ways of how to take care of our well-being, and I'm
Mm.
sure you can give me some insights about these ways and how you've dealt with it. We've still got Shanti here and Franklina. So we're aiming for people to comment. Remember, guys, it's an interactive program. Do chat with us if you want to ask about anything. We would like to hear from you. Okay. Yeah.
I'm Anna Walker, and I've been caring for my daughter, who's a young adult now. She's 27, and she's recently moved into supported living. But I cared for her at home for nearly 25 years. So my role on the Parent Carer Wellbeing Study is that of a co-investigator. I'm a parent carer with lived experience of caring for a disabled child and young person, and I'm one of four. There are four of us. The Parent Carer Wellbeing Study is important to me because I really think I have a great depth and understanding of what it's like to be a carer. My daughter was born with a very rare genetic condition, which means she has no sight. She also has severe learning disabilities and autism, and requires 24-hour care. Caring can bring a huge amount of joy, huge amount of privilege as well, but there is a downside to it, and that is the anxiety, the worry, the exhaustion, the lack of sleep, the effect on your relationships and your own health, mental health and physical health and well-being. I think for any parent carers thinking about filling in a survey for this study, what I'd like to say is it's really important that you feel able to share, that you feel able to disclose and think about and talk about how you're feeling. And what's really important is that's done in a safe space. And I'd really like to reassure everybody that this is a very safe space to be able to do that.
The Parent Carer Wellbeing Study is a national study that will help us understand the needs and experiences of parent carers in England and develop better support for carers in crisis. Anyone who lives in England and is the primary provider of care for a child or children aged under 18 with a long-term illness or disability is welcome to take part. This includes parents, step-parents, de facto parents, foster parents, kinship carers and legal guardians. Taking part involves completing a short survey, either online or in a hard copy that we can post to you. The questions will help us understand how your caring role impacts your well-being, including your physical health, your mental health, and your relationship with family and friends. We'll also ask if you've ever harmed yourself or thought about suicide. This is because our previous research has shown that people caring for family members with dementia often think about suicide, and the international research suggests that people caring for family members with cancer and HIV have also felt this way, but no one's ever asked parent carers in the UK. It's important to note, though, that you don't need to have self-harmed or thought about suicide to take part, and all your survey responses will be anonymous. You can read all about the study, meet the rest of the team, and find a link to the survey on the project website.
I think the final message I'd like to send out is people don't know what it's like to be a parent carer until it's happened to them. So people with lived experience really do need to be able to share and feed into this project, because that's the only way we're going to improve services and ensure that parent carers always get the help they need. I'm Anna Walker, and I've been caring for my daughter, who's a young adult now. She's 27 and she's recently moved into supported living, but I cared for her at home for nearly 25 years. So my role on the Parent Carer Wellbeing Study is that of a co-investigator. I'm a parent carer with lived experience of caring for a disabled child and young person, and I'm one of four. There are four of us. The Parent Carer Wellbeing Study is important to me because I really think I have a great depth and understanding of what it's like to be a carer. My daughter was born with a very rare genetic condition.
So Libby, earlier we talked about John and his feelings and his reactions to what's going on. We haven't had a chance to talk about you as his carer. How are you going?
Look, your advice, Sam, was so helpful, and things are a lot better with John. Mm-hmm. But I am just tired, exhausted, but things with him are a lot better.
That's good to hear. So being a carer is more than a full-time job, isn't it? It's 24 hours a day, and it's emotionally draining and physically draining. And have you thought about things that you can do to take care of yourself?
Not really.
No. So it's really important that you have time to yourself, because if you become unwell, you won't be able to care for John, and I'm sure you'd like to continue doing that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's important we look after you, and important that you look after you, so that you can continue to do that. And to not feel bad about that, to take time out, to take help from other people, to ask for help. And people want to help. Have you noticed?
Yes.
People will be dropping around meals, or,
yes.
Wanting to say, can I drive you to an appointment? Or so it's important that you take those offers up and take care of yourself. There's another organisation I would like to refer you to with your permission called Carer Respite and Support Services. They can offer you carer counselling and emotional support, as well as some other practical support ideas like fuel vouchers or a massage. Or things like that.
Good.
Does that sound all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So, have you been taking regular breaks?
I do get an afternoon off. A girlfriend just keeps an eye on him. Mm-hmm. But that's
Okay. And what do you do with that time?
Oh, I might go to a picture.
Yep.
Or go out for lunch with some girlfriends and things like that.
Oh, that's good. And have a bit of a laugh with your friends.
Oh, yeah. You need a laugh. You really do.
Because humour's a normal part of life, as is being unwell, as is any of those things. So it's important that you continue to have a bit of a giggle when you can.
And I think John likes it when I do go out and have a bit of a laugh. And, it's better when we...
Yeah, it's better for your relationship, isn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah, because you come home much more relaxed and happy and more able to cope.
That's right.
So Dee, you were saying about the first video, how obviously some carers are not comfortable talking about, what they go through in terms of the stress, how they find it difficult to stay away from their patients or their children. They feel guilty. Have you ever been in that place?
I have.
Yeah. Can you, briefly tell us how this video is very insightful, the mixed feelings you get, but then you need that break away from, your own child, which is very difficult.
It's so heart-wrenching. It's the guilt. It's the guilt. So you feel so guilty. I've been there.
Right.
I've done that. I've cried and cursed.
Wow.
And that's when you curse autism. You just curse autism. And there's an inside joke I do with my friend, and we say F autism when it gets a bit too much. And my son is turning 18 and I still say that. Sometimes it gets so overwhelming that all you can do is just cry.
Right.
But as we saw in the video, we need that break.
Right.
You need to have that break, and you should not feel guilty about wanting to take a break, because if it's a 9 to 5 job and you were doing it constantly without a break, you would have cried out and say, I need a break. Right. Yes, it is your own child. Yes, there's a difference in children that you're seeing and the child you're raising. But when the time comes that you feel that I am tired, please allow yourself to feel tired and take that break away from that child, because the more tired you get, the worse the situation gets, and the more anxious you get, and the more frustrating it becomes. And you end up doing worse than you want to do, and then the guilt builds up again. So let's learn to take a break when we feel like taking a break. That video was so perfect.
It's powerful.
In showing how carers and parents, we deny ourselves that respite.
So I'm just going to be a bit intrusive, maybe not about you or about obviously parents and carers about autism. Sometimes I feel maybe, being, unaware about this, there isn't anybody there to take over for them to take that break, So I don't know if you've come across, some people are single parents, but they've got, an autism child, and they're the only carer, So how? So are you just tearing up now? I don't know why you're crying.
I'm not tearing up, but it's so common. It is so common, even not just single parents, even parents, mothers who are coupled up, and the men tend not to care so much, and so the support is very limited in the home.
Exactly.
And even those parents, they struggle.
Yes.
So that not having someone to help you out, that's why it's important to find your tribe, to find a group that supports you, that you can trust, a group that you feel comfortable in
with.
Because there's so many respites, national autistic, there's so many in different boroughs. If you're looking for something, you can contact them and they will connect you, they will direct you. They have
we've got you. We've got you.
Yes,
as well.
There to help
so
you
can sell you. All best sell.
I'm all there, but to be honest with you, at the moment, Jacqui, I've taken a little break. I've taken a back seat because, like I said, I went through a lot.
Right.
2020 was not a good
exactly.
year. So I needed to give myself that grace, and I thought I could get bounced back immediately.
Right.
They don't see me on my platform anymore. It's not intentional, but it is intentional because
you
if I
need to
didn't
take
take
care
that
of you.
break,
Exactly.
I probably would do the job and resent the job.
Right.
So in order for me to stay in love with what I was doing, I needed to rest. I
Right.
needed to take that break, and
But
that's
you're
what
doing
I
very well.
encourage parents.
You're doing very
Yeah,
well,
thank
Dee.
you. Thank
You're an
you.
amazing woman. You've done so well. The short time I've known you, you've done very well.
Oh,
Okay.
Jacqui, stop
And if
it.
we haven't been this close, I wouldn't know, what you go through. And you're always there out there with us partying as if there's no,
I do.
nothing behind the background. You see what I mean? So you've done very well.
Yeah.
But because of time, we will have to cut everything short,
Yeah.
Shanti's just said, do you think parents with autistic and children requires regular counseling? And I'll probably say yes, because obviously these are some of the talking therapies that some of the parents go through.
Counseling, parents don't tend to take up counseling, but they forget that even talking to me, it's counseling, it's therapy. So like I said, find your tribe and do that talking therapy. Just scream and say how your son was smearing everything, and laugh about it, cry about it. And once the phone goes down, you feel better.
Exactly.
So do more talking.
So talking to people that you trust, could be a family member, it could be a close friend that you can trust, or face-to-face, professional, therapy, looking after your physical health. So again, dancing, which that's for you. It does for me as well. I like that a lot. People do a lot of gym, doing a bit of walking in the park, just to have that, different mindset and the stress release, different environment. Do things that you enjoy. Again, some people like to smoke a lot when they're stressed, drink a lot. Obviously, these are harmful, substances as well. So, for the general public, just try and stay away from all these substances.
Be conscious
and, take time away from your current situation and, enjoy things outside. As I said, I would like to enjoy things outside, outside where you are. So if you can go away for a weekend or a day, just try to do so. And again, seek professional help, like, people like your foundation or people have been there, have experienced help. That's really good. Again, anything else that you wanted to say? You've been fabulous so far. Every time we have you on board, we get,
you almost
upset.
lost me right there. I would have been very upset with you, Jacqui, if I went. I nearly went. I
know, that's why I took you back out of it. I had to take you out.
I'm telling you, saw my face, didn't you?
I was just thinking, oh my goodness, she's not going to start doing this, and I'm going to start crying myself. So I needed to change things around. I went on holiday with my sister and a couple of friends of ours, and
I saw your pictures.
We were in the sea, and then we started talking about how lucky we were over there, and some mothers can't take that break to come. And I cried, and they were all looking
and they would love to do it. I say I like to party, and I have one lady that follows me, and I share on my WhatsApp, and she always comes. Dee, I want to come, but I don't have anyone for my son.
And it's hard.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. She wants to come, and I'm saying whenever you're ready, let's go. Even me and you alone, we're going partying. But who to take her son, or who? There are people to take, but who she trusts to actually go out there and forget all her troubles and just dance. She will still have her mind with the people that she's going to leave her child with, and those are some of the difficulties a lot of the parents they face. Who to trust? The trust is the problem.
It is very difficult, and I was lucky to be out there, but I was upset that Some people haven't got people to look after their children to take that holiday. And it became a sad moment, even though we were in the deep ocean. And, you know, we had that moment and it was really sad. But thank you so much, Dee. I'll have to quickly wrap up because we know we have to go. I'm just going to talk about Bestel, how they're doing a fabulous job. But thank you for coming in today. Eva has missed the whole deal today. We would have been crying together. She's like me. We're missing her, but we've had a good time on the Wellbeing Show. Bestel values are to reach to everybody who needs our assistance. And Bestel are very independent and also stronger in partnerships. As I said, they've got the South London, they've got the Gold Diggers, and they've got the 660 Seconds, they've got Diversity Radio, and they've got a whole lot of network they're supporting Bestel. The missions have already gone through, the visions for Ghana as well have gone through. We'll talk about our patron, Peter, who's been with us for a number of years now, medical specialist, former NHS director for nursing. He has been involved with Bestel for more than 5 years now. We've got Dr. Shisham Gupta, who's our patron, Mrs. Lauren Killingham, who's our psychologist, Dr. Justina Sirpatowski, who's our consultant psychiatrist. We've got Nashiro Mumuri, who's a real site consultant, George Besser Simmons, who's our country coordinator. We've got Hilda, we've got Marion, we've got Christabel, and then we've got Mrs. Stella Ajiman, who's our CEO of Bestel. Stella, well done for joining through as well. Thank you so much. So we are committed to ensuring the accessibility of their services, and you can access Bestel by the website, which is www.bestelfoundation.org, or Facebook, Bestel Foundation, Instagram, Bestel CAF, Twitter, Bestel CAF. And, you know, for assistance, you can contact Stella. Stella's number is gone on the screen, Christabel, Hilda, and Marian for assistance. Again, thank you so much for Valerie. I hear JT's on there. Thank you, JT. Rosemary Buba, thank you. Again, our donations, if you want to send any donations, the bank details is on the screen. You've got the Barclays Bank, you've got the SOAP code, we've got account numbers. We really need funding for this kind of job that we're doing as well. So please, please, please support the Bestel Foundation so that we can, you know, support the entire community. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Big Joe, our technician, for getting us on live. And thank you, everybody else. Well done, people, for joining. You got anybody you want to say thanks to?
I would say thank you to everybody that came to watch us.
Yes.
Yes, and shout out to all the contestants. I'm going to share with them, so I can't say by name. So thank you, everybody. Okay. And I can't wait to meet you all physically in Manchester very soon. So well, thank you for having me as well, Jacqui. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you so much for coming in, telling us about your fabulous foundation, your charity. Obviously, Base needs to register you.
Yes.
Come on board.
Yes.
We need you as a client.
I would definitely.
We need to register you and take you through it. As you can see, we need £100 to sponsor the brand. Log on to the website. You see everything about the brochure, and you should see Dee there. It's support Dee all the way. And guys, that came up. Thank you so much. Without you lot, there will be nothing. Rosemary, Valerie, I know JT's there somewhere. Franklina, Shanti, thank you for your comments. Stella, thanks for joining. Peter, thanks for sharing. Eva, I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Big Joe, thank you. Everybody else, thank you. And Dee, thank you so much. Have a good evening, guys.
And you too.
Bye.
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 Hi, my name is Miss Newlove and I'm one of the hosts of a brand new show brought to you by Bestel Foundation.
The Wellbeing Show is to help reach BAME families, to help with mental health, support and emotional needs. The Wellbeing Show streams live every Tuesday at 8 to 9 p.m. on Diversity Radio via Facebook, YouTube, and Mixcloud. So tell your family and friends to tune in as we discuss topics that affect our well-being. The Wellbeing Show is proudly sponsored by NHS South London and Maudsley, the National Lottery Community Fund, and partnered with Real Insight, Base, 60 Seconds Creative Studio, and Gold Diggers Talk Show.